Happy Thursday, babes. Welcome to Real Talk with Sam and Billie.
This week we're going to talk about pregnancy, birth, and loss. We put on our social media questions if you guys had, so we're going to we have a couple for each topic. We got a whole bunch, so we're going to take some for each topic and answer what we think was the best fit.
We want to mention a potential trigger warning. One of our topics was loss, and we got actually like a flood of questions regarding them. So the ones that we chose might have a bit of information that if you're not ready to hear, you might not want to hear. So just a trigger warning. We're going to be very open and honest.
Trigger warning meaning one of my questions was, what loss do you mean? Miscarriage.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Valid. There you go. Yeah, valid. So just stay clear if that's not something you want to hear, but that's something that's helped us is either listening to other people's stories or talking it out. Yeah. So we're going to be very vulnerable with you.
My bestie and your bestie sit down by the fire. Your bestie says she want parties, so can we make these flames go higher? Talking about hey now, hey now, hey now, hey now. I go ane. Chucking more fina anane. Chucking more fina ane.
Okay, so our first topic will be pregnancy, and our first question is, what is the best pregnancy advice anyone has given you? Yeah, you go.
I think to enjoy it.
Yeah, I was really young when I was pregnant too, so I don't really remember the advice that I really got. I was also in a new relationship, so the advice that I did get was like, continue to date your partner and like make sure to not like neglect that relationship because once the baby comes it gets hard. Mm-hmm. But I was in a new relationship, like I wasn't even dating when I got pregnant, so yeah, we weren't even like officially a couple, so like that was the one that sticks in my brain, but one that I didn't actually apply.
Yeah, I don't really remember also what I was told for Jackson, and then the other two, like, you don't really get advice anymore for your second and third.
Exactly. It's like the one shot you got, and then we were 19 and 20, so.
But yeah, like, enjoy it. Take every day, just, it goes quick.
It does. It goes very quick. Enjoy it, take pictures, but in terms of what we've been given, we don't really have an answer for you.
There.
Sorry, friends.
Number 2. How did you feel when pregnant? Happy, sad, or were you sick with morning sickness?
Well, in regards to like my emotions, I was, like I said, I was young. I wasn't sad. Sad would definitely not be the right word, but neither would happy, I don't think, because I was 19 and I wasn't in a relationship. I was surprised. There you go. And I wasn't against having the baby. Like, I knew that I wanted to keep the baby, but I didn't really have a specific way for it. And I didn't get sick with my keeper babes. Serial babe's different, but that's a whole other episode. But I didn't really get sick at all.
With your kids?
Yeah.
In terms of emotion, like when I was pregnant with Jackson, I was young, I was 19. I was happy. Like, I found out I was pregnant. I was like, I always want to be a mom, so I was like, oh, like, here we go, yay! I was nervous in terms to tell my family and the dad, I guess, but I was excited. Wow. And I was really sick. With Jackson, I was sick, morning sickness, typical, like the first trimester. And Kylie, I was sick the whole pregnancy, and Brittany, I was my sickest, like the whole day pregnancy, every day, all day, so sick.
Yeah, she had it rough, guys.
Yeah.
That's another question coming up, so she'll go into it. But yeah, not good. Question 3, how's your confidence when pregnant?
You go first.
Not good. As like a plus size person, you don't really show that you're pregnant, because let's be real, like you have a belly, like when you have fat on your body, that's just a reality, and your pregnancy body doesn't show until later. Yeah, and then so I find that affects me, because when I don't have a pregnancy body, I feel like I really like my body even though I'm big, but I like the clothes that I wear, and I feel like I can kind of manipulate my brain into feeling I look a certain way or something, if that makes sense.
But you want to be known you're pregnant.
Exactly, but it's like, no, I'm pregnant. Oh, I can't suck it in. Oh, no one knows I'm pregnant. Like, yeah, it's that, like, so my confidence gets really affected until probably like 25 to 30 weeks pregnant.
That last trimester.
Yeah, because then you can actually like start knowing that you're pregnant, and then people are like, oh, when do you do? And then it's like not an insult.
Yeah.
Slash, like, so yeah, my confidence gets better at the end, but definitely during pregnancy, it's like it goes away pretty quickly.
Fair.
Yeah.
I can see that. I was the opposite. I like being pregnant.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You can admit it. We have different bodies.
No, totally. Yeah, I like the whole, like, being able to see my belly and eat whatever I want. And, yeah, I loved all of that. I love just showing off all of it.
Totally. And it's cute.
So, yeah.
And it's cute.
It
like,
is.
when you have the body, like, that's not plus size, you have, like, that whole magical, like, experience of, like, taking your monthly photos and, like, doing all that.
Watching the body progress.
Yeah, and it's fun, right? It's just, yeah, there's always two sides to it.
Yeah, that's fair. Yeah, no, I love it. Well, number 4 is, did you change your diet when you became pregnant?
Not really. I mean, I did what, like, the doctor said, like, no pasteurized meats or, like, soft cheese and that kind of stuff. I let my body, like, have its cravings and stuff like that.
Me too. I mean, I eat decently healthy, but I snack a lot. Anyone who knows me knows I love my treats. And, yeah, in pregnancy, that was no different. I just made sure to eat my healthy meals for sure. But
Totally.
I still snacked and indulged in everything.
Totally, 100%. Yeah, like, I'll eat, like, a healthy, like, meal or whatever, but I didn't. The baby's like Slurpees, so, like, I'm not opposed to it.
Yeah, ice cream was mine.
Yeah, but yeah, no, my diet only really changed because I really like Vietnamese food and stuff like that, and it has, like, bean sprouts.
Oh,
you're not
fair.
supposed to eat,
You
and-
changes. Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Mine changed because I craved certain things. Like, I'm not a big meat eater. And when I was pregnant with Jackson, I craved ribs, and I ate a lot of ribs.
Oh yeah, I remember we spent a lot of time with 20-year-olds.
Yeah. So in terms of that, but, like, I didn't necessarily change my diet.
Yeah, a lot of the things I like to eat, I couldn't because,
Or you're
like,
too sick.
yeah, but, like, Subway, like, can't eat
Can't have the
that.
meat.
Yeah, Vietnamese, I had to, like, take out half the vegetables. Like,
That's fair.
other than that, nothing really.
Yeah.
All right, question 5. How did you get over morning sickness? I know that you both had it. This is a friend. I didn't. Your body kind of just, like, well, for you, I guess it's different, but I, like, with the surrogate babe, I was like, I had a huge food aversion and morning sickness like a mother to like 22, 23 weeks, like pretty far in. Like, I lost like a ton of weight and all that stuff, but my body didn't, like, I didn't get over it. Like, your body, the baby just stops hating food.
At some point, either the
At
body
some
takes
point.
over or,
Yeah, exactly. So I was lucky enough where, like, he just started liking food and I was able to eat again.
Yeah, with Jackson, same thing. Like 12 weeks, I stopped being sick. Kylie and Brittany, I was both pretty sick the whole time. In, like, terms of, like, I, like, had, like, crackers on my bedside that I would eat before I got out of bed. Tried ginger ale and ginger gravel, baby this. Like, I tried all the things and all the prescribed meds from the doctors. Literally nothing worked. So, just
You just threw up the whole time.
did it. Yeah, I avoided my favorite foods so I wasn't turned off of them after.
That's valid.
Yeah.
100% valid. Like, if you really like a salad, like, don't attempt it.
Yeah, because
like,
it's not enjoyable the second.
yeah, it's not worth the risk, right?
Yeah.
Oh, that's so funny.
Okay, moving on. Number 6, you both looked so pretty during your pregnancy. How did you get motivated to do your hair and makeup while you were pregnant?
First of all, aw, that's so nice.
Yeah, thank you.
Thanks. Okay, so in all fairness, when I was pregnant with my other kids, like my keeper kids, I guess, I wasn't really in, like, first of all, I didn't really, at that point, I didn't have the confidence that I have now, and I didn't, like, I guess, exude what I do now, and I didn't have a partner that, like, was really, like, complimentive or anything like that. Like, he wasn't really, like, you look pretty today, with or without makeup, or he was just, like, blah, like, I was just there.
Okay.
So, like, I never tried for myself when I was pregnant with my keepers, but I also never tried for him. Where now, with the surrogate babe, I just know that it makes me feel better. I know what I need to do to keep my confidence up. My husband says I'm pretty with or without makeup, but he tells me every single day, and so, like, that combined with, like, putting the work in and knowing someone's gonna notice,
Feeling good,
and
yeah.
and then just now that I've worked so hard on my confidence, like, it helps me stay on top of my own mental health.
Fair.
So I just put in the time.
I definitely didn't do my hair and makeup every day when I was pregnant. That's a lie.
But you look pretty all the time.
Instagram, like, is different. I guess Facebook, like, I don't always post pictures when I don't get ready. Because reality is like 99% of the time I'm like dropping my kids off at school with a bun and no makeup.
Valid.
But yeah, I felt pretty when I was pregnant in terms of that. Like I liked my pregnant body, so I didn't really care what happened with my face. I don't know how to say it. Like, I don't know.
Oh, I get it though. Like that actually makes so much, like in the weirdest way. That makes so much
But I did
sense.
like getting, like when I got ready, of course I like still felt pretty. I don't know how to say that.
But it's good though, because that's the best thing about confidence is like it doesn't have to be reliant on hair or makeup,
totally.
right? So like being pregnant, to you did feel pretty, so you don't need those other things.
And people already, like, when you're pregnant, everyone talks to you. Everyone asks you questions. Everyone compliments
so
you.
glowy today.
Literally, even when you look like crap, they just still compliment you. But then, like, you don't have a baby anymore, and like now you need that. So
it's true. Yeah. 100%. 100%. Okay, next question. Actually, this is our final question in the pregnancy topic. So, did you try to conceive? / if you did you struggle getting pregnant? I was kind of a hoe, so like I just got pregnant at that stage in my life. No, I didn't try and get pregnant at all. Actually, with any of my keepers, I'll go into those topics a different day. But like, my second was a surprise for different reasons, medically. But my first was a surprise because I was like 19, so I didn't try. And both my kids are miracle babies based off of my medical history, but I never tried. So yeah, it was never a struggle or anything, obviously.
Jackson was a surprise. That, and then so I guess I didn't struggle. Kylie and Brinley, we tried to get pregnant with. The only terms I guess we struggled with is because my ex he works away, so like the rotation schedule and like if it doesn't line up with like the time of the month to get pregnant, like you gotta wait another 30 days, and like if that doesn't line up, you gotta wait. So like it can be a long time. Just trying, I guess, for us. That
makes sense. Yeah, because you're like, oh, I'm ovulating. Perfect. You'll be home in 4 days when I'm done ovulating. Yeah, valid.
It never really worked out, so that was hard.
That makes sense. And then, did you have any other struggles or anything like that? I guess your kids are like pretty decently close, and in terms of like time frame.
I did want two closer together, but everyone knows our history that didn't allow that. So
valid, like Irish twins or whatever. Like technically,
that was my like. But yeah,
you're brave.
It would be fun. Yeah. Okay, moving on to birth. Our first question was, did you amazing mamas have a natural birth, meaning no drugs during labor?
I'll go first. Denali, I had an epidural. Long story short, he reacted bad to it. So with Oakley, I chose not an epidural. Both of them were in the hospital, but Oakley came quick, so I didn't really need
have time.
Yeah, I was like, okay, in and out, we're good.
I had all three were natural births, no medicine.
Yeah, she's a badass. Like you're like 19 and birthing a child naturally, like. Yeah.
Needles scare me too much, so I'm like, no.
Like a deal.
No.
That's awesome. Okay, question number 2. I'm pregnant with my first. How much does it really hurt? Oh shit.
I'm sorry for laughing there.
Well, it's because like we don't want to scare you like a dick.
It hurts,
right?
like
it hurts like a bitch. Let's be real. Yeah, but like the thing that I've been reaching out to my social media for like, because I'm pregnant with a surrogate baby, that I've been having like flashbacks of birth and it's stressing me out. So the most advice that I've gotten in this is like, it ends. Yeah. So to focus on the fact that this isn't forever and that it will end. So focus on your breathing, or get your partner to count to 20, or something where you can like focus, but also like keep in your head that like it will end.
That was true. Like my best help for that was reminding myself every time, like the more it hurt, the closer you are to the end.
Yeah.
So like when I was like at the end where I'm like screaming, I'm like, I'm so close, my baby's coming. Like I'm almost done. Like, cause it like ends, but it hurts.
Yeah, it's not. Yeah,
like it can't.
Yeah, it's not a. It's not.
But if it was like unbearable amount of pain, like your body wouldn't do it. You know what I mean? Yeah. Like it's natural. Like it happens. So like,
Yeah, women are amazing. Like, once you truly give birth, you're gonna be like, holy shit, look at my body and like what it just
But
did.
good luck.
Yeah. Good luck with birth, hope it's good. But yeah, it does hurt. Straight up. We're not gonna go too into it, but
Next question. Did either of you tear?
yes. Sure did.
She had a good one.
Sure did. Long story short, Denali reacted bad to the epidural, which I just mentioned, and he had to be vacuumed out within 7 minutes of the epidural being complete. So I felt all the things. But anyway, they had to like literally suction him out, like vacuum him out. They pushed up a vacuum like inside and pulled him out.
Yeah.
So my body had no chance to naturally do anything, and I had a 3rd-degree tear. But Oakley, I didn't. The doctor was like, stop pushing, and I was like, dude, this is not an option. And she's like, stop pushing. Like, she yelled at me. I was like, okay. But because I did, I was able to control it. She like squished his shoulders in like this and like delivered him, and I didn't tear.
Yeah, that's nice.
Yeah.
When you have a good doctor, that helps.
Right? Thank you,
Yeah.
Rocky View.
Thank you, whoever you were.
Yeah, exactly.
Jackson, I had a bit of a tear. Like, nothing serious. Like, I think in like 3 stitches. Still burns the pee. Like,
It never ends.
Kylie, kind of a TMI, but I had a weird spot tear there. One little tiny, should I say it?
Yeah.
On my clit.
Really?
Literally. That's what tore. Anyway, Brindley, no. Was okay.
That's good. 3 babies too, right? Like, how many times do you tear? I'm not sure, because I only tore the one time. So
Well, I didn't tear the last time, so thank you, Teresa.
Yeah. Thanks, midwife.
Yeah, she was great.
That's awesome. Okay, what's the worst and best memory you have of birth? Well, I think like it's clear what the best memory is. Like seeing baby and
Oh yeah, well, yeah.
holding baby and hearing them cry because then you know they're okay. Like when they come out.
Yeah.
That was a big one for me. Was like
Thinking.
hearing them cry.
Yeah, my best was same, like, getting, obviously, to meet your baby, like, for Brindley, like, the best is, like, I got to catch her myself, so I caught her and brought her up to my own chest, and that was, like, special.
Oh yeah, that was so cute.
Yeah, Kylie, I did the same, because the doctor wasn't really in the room yet. And then, so those were, like, my special moments. As far as, what was the other part?
The worst.
The worst
The
of
worst.
birth.
I don't really remember a worst of birth with Oakley. Like I said, like his birth was fast. It was very fast, so I didn't feel like anything was bad. But like Denali's like
I mean, the pain
the
is
vacuum,
bad, but
yeah.
other than, like, the pain and, like, trying to just breathe and cope through that, like, it's not bad.
yeah. I mean, realistically, like we both have had very untraumatic births.
Yeah, we've had some luck. We've been lucky.
We've been very lucky.
Yeah.
So to really talk about a worst,
Some people have had
some
worse.
people have had
Yeah.
100 times worse than
Yeah.
what we've ever had. So I mean, yeah, to have a vacuum like go in and pull out, painful as hell.
But it could have been worse.
But I mean, there's way other things that could have happened. So I
Yeah,
guess
we've been lucky.
Yeah, we can't really complain much about it. So
Yeah. Next one. Did you go into labor traditionally, like water breaking?
no, that was inducible mine.
Yeah.
Yeah, I had high blood pressure with my oldest, so I was 37 in a couple of days, and I started getting like bloody vision, or spots in my vision and everything, and so good old Google told me to go to the hospital, and I did, and they induced me, and then with Oakley, they were worried about
The same
hypertension
thing
coming
happening.
in,
Yeah.
so they just induced me. They said essentially we'll put you on a list, and when the hospital has time and they're not busy, they're going to call you in, and that's pretty much what happened. So
Yeah.
I've never, like, I don't know what it would be like for my water to like naturally break, or like I have no idea what that
Yeah.
even would be like.
Jackson, I went into labor naturally. Like, I just started with contractions and stuff. My water never broke. Like, it broke in the hospital when he was born. Kylie, I did the midwife cocktail, which led to, like, when I sat on my bed, my water broke. So I got to experience that. And I knew I was obviously in labor. And then with Brindley, I also did the midwife cocktail to, like, introduce myself. And then, yeah, that did it for me. She was born.
And they broke?
With
Like-
Brindley, I don't remember my water breaking, but she was born in the tub, so, like, I don't know when it could have broke.
Valid.
But it didn't break, like, anywhere that I had to clean it up. So,
I've always heard those stories where it's like I was walking into Walmart and my water broke.
Yeah,
and
I
was
have a
like,
friend who actually that happened
Yeah.
to.
And I'm like, I don't know what that's like.
Yeah.
It's so stressful.
I also did the midwife cocktail because of the schedule that my ex, like, at the time husband, was on. So, like, if he was only home for 10 days, like, we wanted our baby to be born
Valid.
in that time. So like that's the reason I did it. I don't like wasn't just
Valid. And I'll be doing the midwife cocktail with Sarah Babe because we want to make sure I don't go in a hypertension scenario, but I want a home birth, so
You're
it
gonna
has to
try.
be a natural. So that'll be my try. But
yeah.
and then maybe I'll experience a water birth or
Home or water breaking.
Water breaking,
Yeah.
not water birth. Well, that too.
That-
But another topic.
That's cool.
Did you ever feel your baby drop? Dude, do you want me to go or like should you go first?
I'll go first because Pierce is gonna be good. I definitely felt them drop, but like nothing major for me. It was just kind of like, oh, like baby feels lower today, or nothing. I didn't get like a big
Drop.
drop moment.
Oh, guys, I'm TMIing the shit out of you right now. Okay, so you want to know, so like I'm gonna go for it. Oakley, I didn't with Denali. No, like whatever. My first baby. My second, oh, my poor ex-husband. Okay, we were straight up driving. Like I was driving on Stony Trail, I might add, like going 100, and like all of a sudden I had like this overwhelming urge to like shit, and it was so painful, and I was like, oh my god, I don't know what's happening, and like I pooped my pants. Yeah, he like went right into position, but like cleared my bowels. Like, so
I'm dying. I'm so sorry. I remember I got a phone call and she was like,
yeah.
"Guess what just happened?"
I literally had to throw out my pants and everything. Like, it was not a thing. Like,
Yeah.
sorry to TMI you guys, but like, it was real. And then with Suro Babe, the same thing happened. I knew the day he dropped, I literally texted Billie and I was like, he dropped, holy shit. Like, no pun intended with that. Oops.
Oh my god, so good.
I'm so funny. Okay. But like, I was home. Thank God. So like, because I was home, I was able to
Not poop her
not
pants.
poop my pants. But the same thing happened. Like, as soon as he went in, it was extremely painful, right down my bowels. And yeah, but I was home, so I was, I was luckier with this.
I remember
one.
having more pressure, but not like I didn't put my
Not
pants.
like that. You're so lucky. While driving, my ex was like, "Don't you dare
the
poop
car.
your pants!" And I was like, "I can't help it. It hurts so bad."
What's happening?
I'm literally driving and
So
yeah.
bad. Last question. Moving on. How fast were your deliveries?
So I don't know, like you're pretty good at knowing like the breakdown. I don't know the breakdown, but from induction to birth was just under 8 hours, 7 hours, like 40 minutes or something like that with Denali. And then from induction to birth was 3 hours and 20 minutes with Oakley.
Yeah, that's good.
Yeah. So Oakley was fast as hell.
Yeah, that's good.
Yeah.
Mine, Jackson, was like from the very first contraction 12 hours, but like what they consider like active labor to like when I'm actually in labor was 7 hours. Kylie, total birth time was 2.5 hours from like water breaking to the time she was born.
So fast.
And Brindley was 36 minutes from like active labor, but like an hour of like knowing I was
Like,
labor.
yeah, like an hour and a half or something
Yeah.
like that. Just enough time for all of us to get there.
Figure the shit out. Figure somewhere for my kids to be, and
Yeah.
just enough time.
Yeah, I never really paid attention to like that, like the active
Active
labor
birth,
versus
like pushing and head out.
Yeah, like I have no idea what any of that looked like. So, but so that concludes birth. Okay, so our last topic is the loss/miscarriage, or
However you want to take
however
it.
you want to put it. This is where the trigger warning is really going to come into play, because these questions we picked, we got a lot of questions regarding it, but
Yeah.
these are the ones we chose that we think are important that people might heal from by hearing other people's experiences. So,
Yeah.
heads up.
So sign off now if you
Yeah.
don't like it.
If you don't want to. Question 1. What helped you get pregnant after your miscarriage?
I think that's like honestly just time. Like you need to let your body heal completely before it's ready to do it again. I had 2 back-to-back miscarriages, so a lot of like the second one they said could have been because my body didn't fully heal from the first. So letting your body have like a natural cycle in between can really be helpful apparently. And ovulation tests can help too. To like
Did
know.
you wait a cycle in between the miscarriage and when you got pregnant with Brindley?
In between like my last miscarriage and Brindley, it was like 6 months, but that's also because of like the work rotation and stuff.
Yeah. But that would have been enough time.
Yeah, for sure.
I've never had a miscarriage. so I'm not sure. There's a question related to my experience, but someone actually asked about it, so I'll go into it at a different time.
Fair. What sentiment meant the most to you after your loss? Was it words or actions?
That was like also for you.
I'm a bit of both. Like, the people who reached out, I truly love and appreciate. Like, it was hard to go through, and like to do it. For me, it was like it was a bit, okay, this is hard. So my family was like, keep it secret, like it's this pretty private thing. And I did share my miscarriage on Facebook because for me, to pretend it didn't happen was more hurtful than to like share my experience and have people be like, oh, this is why you're ignoring my text today, not just because I'm being a dick, but like I was struggling. So having people talk to me really helped, not to like hide it.
Valid. Are there do's and don'ts of what people should say to you?
Yeah, that's a hard one. I don't think there's like, that's hard. Everyone will take that differently, but for me, like I got a lot of like, it's okay, you can try again, but like I don't want to try again. Like I wanted that baby. So like,
yeah, valid.
Which like I still thank you for reaching out. Like it's still more meaningful to reach out than to not, but like it's just everyone's different.
Yeah, maybe sending you love or
sending you love or support, or do you need anything? Like I
Yeah.
got people bring me food to my house or send me flowers, and those were sweet too. So just little things.
That makes sense. I always see those things on like Instagram of like what you can and can't say, and I've never experienced it, so I guess that makes sense.
Yeah.
What should I say or do to help me? Oh, going through someone in a loss. I didn't realize that. I guess you just
Same
answered.
type of thing. Yeah, we just kind of answered that one, but
Yeah,
just try to be there for them and see what they need because everyone is different. So even just asking like, how can I support you through this? Is that alone would be huge.
100%.
Yeah.
And if like that person, like I'll go into my story in the next couple of questions, but like people reaching out to me in terms of just letting me talk was good too.
Yeah.
And if it's like the same thing over and over again for a month straight, like just take it.
Yeah, so like just need
Deal
to
with the
vent with the
conversation.
story or keep talking. Like
Yeah, sometimes people need to like either they don't want to talk about it and they'll say like you're good, or sometimes they're like
we're gonna talk about it 500 times.
Yeah, exactly. Let me talk about it 5 billion times over and over and over again, and you're gonna like know the story as your own. But like,
But then I'll feel better.
But then I'll feel better. Yeah. So just like whatever the people need, right? And
Everyone's different.
And try not to rush time. I would think like in terms of when you stop offering support, that person will let you know, right? Like
And like a miscarriage, like really you can't ever like that person is gonna know that forever. Like I'm not gonna forget that I had a miscarriage or type of thing. Like
yeah,
it isn't.
exactly. So keep offering support, right?
Yeah.
And obviously like that person will heal and you'll know when they heal because then that's when like your personality comes back and you're more open and that kind of stuff. So.
Yeah. The next question was, I saw your post regarding your miscarriage. Are you willing to share your experience? I don't know who that was from. I don't remember.
I think that was you.
Okay.
Because the next one is very like me specific because of my
Because of yours,
post. So
okay.
I think we'll go with you first.
So mine, I did have 2 miscarriages back to back. My first one, they called a chemical pregnancy. Like I got a pregnancy test that was positive. Then I went for like the 8-week ultrasound and like there was nothing there. So like it was just like my body tricking me basically into thinking I was pregnant. So that one was a little bit easier to recover from, but I did start bleeding naturally on that one. So like, I don't know what happened. But then the next one was hard for me. Like I got pregnant again pretty quick and then saw at like 8 weeks saw baby. Like baby was there, had a heartbeat, was good. Came back, went back for the next ultrasound at like 12 weeks, which is probably my mistake there where I brought my children with me. And it was like instant. Like they put the ultrasound on my stomach and they were like, oh, like there's no heartbeat on baby. And I do regret there not asking like, well, can I like look and see the baby? Because like that would have helped me heal. But they like left the room and were like that was it. Like there was no second look for me or like,
They didn't let you, like-
I didn't get to like see it for myself ever. Like they didn't ever put it out on the screen. So like that still to me like bothers me.
Yeah, that's not cool.
But then yeah, like I didn't know how it worked because like I hadn't had a miscarriage like this before where like there was still baby inside. So I got referred to like the clinic at the hospital and they call you and tell you when to come in and then they like give you options, so like the D&C or pills to like you put up yourself and like it takes over contracting and like births basically.
And that's what happens. You like have to birth.
Yeah,
with
like
the
it
pills?
it gives you contractions and like your body births.
Oh.
So like I chose that because it was more natural than getting put under and having the scrape. I chose that option, and it was a lot. Like I came home and I had my kids home, and like my mom came over to support me. Like you put them up inside of you, like through your crotch, and then you have to like stay lying down for like, I don't know, a couple hours. So like my kids don't get like what I'm doing because I'm just like lying on the couch and like upset, like probably crying and sad.
And they're little, and you're just like chilling.
Yeah. So it didn't actually take for me, so that was also hard. I had to go back and I had to do a second dose, and then like because of the second dose I had it like super extreme. Like I felt I was in like full blown labor, like pretty intense. It was literally like 2 days. 2 days of cramping and like all of this, and they tell you what to watch for, like in terms of the passing of it, and this is a lot of detail, but I actually passed baby on the bathroom floor. Like I kept like waiting to like, you supposed to like let baby go into the toilet, and like when I stood up, baby fell on the floor. So that was like traumatizing for me.
Yeah.
My mom, bless her soul, like she came in and dealt with that.
Thanks, Mom.
Yeah, just time and like crying and healing, like it was a lot. So anyone going through it, like it is hard.
100%.
Yeah, and it's more common than you think, which is like very sad.
Yeah, honestly, I didn't realize how common it was until I started surrogacy.
Yeah,
And that's when like you're in your surrogate support groups and stuff like that, but that's when you realize like,
how many don't take?
Yeah.
Or lose their lives.
yeah, 100%.
I remember when I got pregnant with Brinley, like going to my doctor and like I was like, I'm pregnant, and he was like, just don't get too excited. Like you remember like 1 in 3 pregnancies ended in a miscarriage, and I was just like, I was so excited to be pregnant again, and you're really like tearing me down here.
Please don't give me that statistic, but also
yeah,
give me that statistic. Like, yeah,
it did make me feel better about like my previous, the miscarriage, but
valid.
it was hard, like, and not having like, I didn't have a lot of support from like my ex, so like it was just hard for me, like a really hard time to get through.
Yeah, I remember coming over that day. Everything was cleared and stuff. Like your mom really took care of like everything at that point. But yeah,
It was sad.
Yeah.
It was sad.
It was hard.
Yeah. My kids obviously know what happened, and like I talked to them about it because they were at the ultrasound and they knew we were having a baby. And Jackson still, to this day, will talk about his baby in heaven, and he calls it his baby brother because he's tired of his sister. But it's sweet. Like they know what happened, and yeah, I like the being open with my kids. So that's
And that's cute because like then he can, if that's what he needs to hold on to feel good, then like who cares, right? Like. Even though it's too young to know gender or anything like that, like it's like good for him. It's cute. I mean, like good for him for adapting that, and that shows like how good of a parent you are too, right? Like that he's able to talk about it and be open and just be like, hey mom, like
he is very open and talkative. He's sweet. He's a boy.
Yeah, it's a positive thing. It really
Okay, last one. This one's for you.
Okay.
So I've heard of your ectopic pregnancy. My friend had one, and I don't know how to support her. This is what
me.
has that?
Yeah, this is me. So I it's kind of a long story. I have heard and have had an ectopic pregnancy. I guess my experience is probably different than a potential normal ectopic pregnancy. Like I wasn't trying to get pregnant. I had the IUD in. Me and my husband, were like 4 months into a relationship. And we were obviously sexually active, and like I was always like, we're good till 2024 or whatever like the IUD was. Like it was only a couple years old, so I had like 3 or 4 years left, and so we weren't really careful, I guess, for lack of a better word. And then one day I was just in an extreme amount of pain. I have endometriosis. I won't go into that because that could be a whole other episode, but I just thought that was what it was. Didn't think anything of it. Pain was really severe, but so was endo pain. So I literally let it go. Like it started on a Saturday night at 10, and I let it go all night, and then all day Saturday and half the night, and then I finally went to the hospital on Sunday at like 11:30 at night because like I couldn't handle it anymore. Long story short, the doctor told me I was pregnant, and like Jared like is a lot younger than me, So at the time he was 20.
Oh my gosh, yeah.
Yeah, so like not only is he like with his new girlfriend at the hospital, 20 years old, now a doctor's bringing us in to be like, hey, so you're pregnant.
Yeah.
And then I was like, yeah, but I have the IUD. What do you mean I'm pregnant? And then his response was like, yeah, so you're in a really bad emergency situation and things are going to start moving really quick for you. So like not only is Jared like, yeah, not a dad himself,
Yeah, like,
like you know what I mean?
happening?
Like now he's like, what the fuck, right? So essentially things like progressed really fast. They took me into like a back room and they were like, I had nurses on either side of me giving me IVs and a whole bunch of stuff, and they did an ultrasound, and the doctor was like looked at Jared and like practically yelled at him to be like, I need you to take off my glove. I was like so mad at him because Jared was like, what do you mean? And he was like, take off my glove, and I had to give him permission to like record what he was seeing. And at that time we thought it was an ectopic pregnancy in my fallopian tube. So this was like 2 or 3 in the morning. My mom just got to the hospital because we realized how serious it was. They essentially told me I'm going to need surgery.
Yeah.
But they thought it was in my fallopian tube. So originally they were like, we'll just take out the tube and everything will be fine. But it wasn't like that. So essentially the baby went through my tube and into my ovary and burst my ovary open. Yeah. And I was bleeding internally for like that whole like 24-hour period. So I lost my left fallopian tube, my left ovary, and I had 700 milliliters of blood in my abdomen. Yeah. So like it was like a high emergency situation.
Like lucky you went in when you did.
Yeah, like the doctor said like if I would have waited to the morning time, like I probably wouldn't be here. So I was really lucky, and honestly it's my mom's fault because she was like, it's Sunday night, like if you wait till the morning, you're calling in sick to go to the hospital. Yeah. So you go now, and then at least if you're still in the hospital.
So thanks, Mom.
Yeah. She's like, you can just be in the hospital. Like, thank you. Because, like, Jared had to text my work and my manager and give them a call and, like, let them know what happened. Because, like, I went in for surgery. I got there at 11:30, and I was in the operating room by 7 a.m. Yeah. So it was, like, rapid speed. Yeah.
Yeah, that's crazy.
So I don't know, I guess, what a traditional ectopic pregnancy would be like. I mean, I know that they go into your ovary or your fallopian tube a lot, but I know that if it's caught early enough and the baby's not big enough, you take pills.
Okay.
Yeah, and it's kind of like what you had. Yeah. Where you like take pills and then it flushes itself out. Yeah. But mine obviously the baby was really big and it was an extreme situation. And then I had the IUD on top of it, so like there was a whole bunch of things. I struggled mentally hard at the end. Like really, really, really hard. So to support, it would almost be the same as what we talked about already.
Yeah. Really just be there for someone.
Yeah. Like Billie showed up to the hospital and she brought me like my favorite cookies, which was so nice. Yeah. And like Kylie and Jackson were there and like they just like came to say hi and like
just show them you're there for them. Yeah. Like you do care, like however you show that with that person.
Totally, yeah. And like and every relationship's different, right? If your relationship is like showing up at their house for supper or cleaning up while they're bathing their kids or, you know, like just giving them a call or even just texting, like something like along those lines, like anything will really help. Yeah. I talk a lot. For those who can't tell. So like my friends letting me talk about it really helped. Jared took me on a little mini vacation. I was still recovering. I was only like a week in recovery, I think. But he took me to Invermere and we were able to just like ignore the world. Actually,
that's funny to say that. After my miscarriage, we went to Mexico. Mm-hmm. That's what we did, and that was like huge on like me healing.
Yeah, it helps a lot for some reason, just to like get out with like the people you love.
Yeah, and we went to Mexico like a month after and like just enjoyed family company, which was nice.
Totally, and that helped a ton. Oh, I want to go to Mexico.
Right.
Invermere was good, but like at the time, like you couldn't go in a hot tub or anything like that because like the surgery was so like invasive that it was like you can't do anything. But it was still nice to like not be at home, not be anywhere else, and then I just spammed my friends, like my friends that I truly trust. Like we talked a lot.
Yeah.
But yeah, that was really it. I mean, support her in any way that you want to in terms of your relationship and what that relationship looks like, and it's different for everyone, but don't tell them to get over it is the only thing.
Yeah, definitely don't do that.
Yeah, I think that's the only thing. I've heard of people say that.
Oh gosh, no.
Oh, it's fine, like you'll be okay or whatever. Don't do that. But other than that, I think there's no real way to screw up supporting somebody.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that was it. Those are the questions.
If you have any other questions regarding whatever, let us know.
Yeah, I mean, we're really open to like going deeper into our stories in terms of birth and stuff like that. But we weren't sure if that's something you guys wanted to listen to. So comment below or reach out to us on social media or anything like that if that is something you want, because we can definitely do an episode regarding it.
Yeah.
Follow us on social media though. I'll put our tags at the bottom. We do post our episodes coming up with a day or two of notice, and
Yeah, we apologize for this delay. The iCloud 8
or 2 times or 2 attempts at this. The cloud was not our friend, so
we had technical issues.
yeah. But normally I think we've got it figured out, so
Yeah.
now it won't be like that. But we ask you guys questions if you guys want to hear it, and it seems like a lot of people are really responsive, and we put it on social media in terms of like TikTok or anything like that, and whatever questions you want to know. So reach out to us if you have any other questions. But thanks for tuning in.
Thank you.
See you next week.